Maharaj ki jai, Saptam Goswami Sachidananda Shila Bhakti Vinod Thakur ki jai, Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shila Jagannath Das Vijay Maharaj ki jai, Shri Rup Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Das Raghunath Shri Goswami Prabhu ki jai, Sarup Damadara Rai Ramananda Di Shri Gaur Parishad Vrinda ki jai, Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Ananta Kuti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Om. Agyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Gurave Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Nama Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyavacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Anandalilamaya Vigrahaya Mabadivicha Visundaraya Tasmai Mahaprema Rasa Pradaya Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Pradayane Kalo Kalmashanashaya Jannavapataye Namaha Ajanulambita Bhujo Kanakavadato Sankirtanaya Kapitaro Kamalaya Taksho Vishwambaro Dvijavaro Jugadharma Palo Vande Jagat Priya Karo Karunavataram Kanaka Jalada Gatro Nila Shunab Janitro Mrigamadavara Balo Malati Kundamalo Tarala Taruna Veshu Nila Pitam Vareshu Smarani Britani Kunje Radhika Krishna Chandram Tavaivasmi Tvaya Vinaiti Vigyaya Radhe Tvam Nemam Charanandike Suratam Pangur Mama Mandamatergati Matsarvasva Padam Bhojaradhamadana Mohanam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. First of all, my unlimited Dandavat pranams to my Gurudev, Nitil Prishta Vishnupad Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, my Shiksha Gurudev, Om Vishnupada Stutra Sata Shishimad Bhaktivedanta Madhusudan Goswami Maharaj, Shrimati Krishna Priyata Kurani, to Lotus Feet of Nitila Prishta Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Kamal Govinda Goswami Maharaj, Shrimad Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, to all the servants at Chandrikashram in the new abode, to dear devotees and friends who have gathered here. Today is our first meeting here in England. I'm very, very happy to be back. And especially I'm very happy to be welcomed and to welcome in Chandrika, Ashram Chandrika Kunj, in the new abode, in the new location. Very happy to see new Tulasi, Devi, everything new. So our life is full of news every day. Something new is coming. We're waiting, we're looking for something new, isn't it? But what is the real news? News of this world is sad. It's quite sad. When Srila Bhakti Rakshakshidhar Maharaj was asked, is it proper to watch news on the TV? So he became very internal. And he said, in this material world, only one kind of news. The innumerable living entities, jivas, living entities, are rushing towards the mouth of death. That's the only news we have. So news is quite, how to say, let's say bad, but let's say quite ordinary. We know all that. The only thing which is most amazing in this world, like the news are quite ordinary, but there's one thing really most amazing. When Maharaj Yudhishthir was answering the questions by Yaksha, who was actually his father, Yamaraj. Anyway, there was one story at one holy kunda, one holy lake called Dharma Kunda, the lake of justice, let us say, in Kamyavan, in one holy place. I reside in Vrindavan, India, right? Almost all year, 7 months out of 12. So there's one holy place there called Kamyavan, one of the holy forests, and there's one little pond, kunda, called Dharma Kunda, the lake of justice. So once the 5 Pandavas, 5 great brothers, Yudhishthir was the oldest, they wanted to drink. They were very thirsty. Oh, by the way, it's about water. Yeah, so then there were birds flying towards somewhere. So, Arjuna noticed, and there's water. I'll go and fetch some water. So he went, and there was really some pond. So Arjuna fetched some water from that pond. Wanted to fetch some water from that pond, but the voice said, "No, this is my pond. You have to answer my questions. If you drink, you'll die immediately." The questions were for Yudhishthira. If you drink, you will die. So Arjuna started to drink and immediately fell, like dead. Amazingly great warrior. Having drunk some water from that lake, he was completely dead, like unconscious. Then, the first was, I think, Sahadev, Nakula, one of them, the twins. So they went. They didn't return. Then Arjuna went. Then Bhima went. Nobody returned. So then Yudhishthira said, "Okay, I will go." He went to the pond and found them unconscious, lying on the bank. So he wanted to do something anyway. He wanted to fetch some water, and the voice said, "No, before you take water from this pond, you have to answer my questions." Many questions were asked, and all of them Yudhishthira answered. But the main, one of the main ones was, "Kim Ashcharyam," what is most amazing in this world? What is most amazing? So then Yudhishthira said, "The most amazing thing in this world is that everyone around is dying, but we are thinking that we'll live forever. Who wants to live forever, forever?" They want to live forever, although everybody else is dying. So Yaksha, who was actually the Lord of Death, in that form of Yaksha, celestial being, he said, "Oh, I'm very satisfied with your answer." So actually Arjuna is his son, so the father of Arjuna. Oh, Yudhishthira, I'm sorry, Yudhishthira. I'm mixing everything around today. Sorry, just off the plane. So, yeah, so you choose your benediction. Choose your benediction. One of your sons I will give life. One of your brothers I will give life. So who do you want me to bring back to life? I think Sahadev or Nakul. Nakul, I think he chose. Why? Better return Arjun. He is the foremost warrior, or Bhima. He is the strongest. No. I'm the son of Kunti and one son of Madri, the other wife of Pandu, has to be alive. So, all right. You are so... you're so... You give benefit to others. You're so thoughtful. You're everything. So I will return all of them. And then actually he said, "I'm Yamaraj. I'm the Lord of Death, and I'm your father." So that was the lila. That was the game. So that is the news. That's why we're interested in different kinds of news, transcendental news in this transcendental process of Krishna consciousness. Amazing. Very, very amazing. So, just have to answer one. Press this and we get. Okay, so 537, I think, years ago. 38 already. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu came to this planet. We showed him to you, Fatma, that is the Golden Lord. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha and Krishna Mahanya. He is no different than Radha and Krishna. You see Radha and Krishna, Radha Madana Mohan. So who is the black complexioned boy playing the flute? What's his name? You know? Who is that? That is called Krishna. That is Krishna. And who is next to him? The girl, who is she? She's called Radha. So the Supreme Personality and his eternal counterpart means his internal energy. Oh, can I have that cushion, please? Thank you. Yeah. So his internal energy. So that is Shishirada and Krishna. And normally next to them, there's another figure, number 3. This figure, here only Radha Madan Mohan. But there's a third figure next to them. The third figure is Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. So normally 3 figures. So Krishna came 5,000 years ago, 5,200 and something years ago. And with all of his abode, all of his associates. And Radha was also there. So Sri Krishna came again after 4,500 years. Because when Krishna came, it was very difficult to join his pastimes. Anugrahaya bhaktanam manusham tanumashrita. Krida. Krida. Don't bhavet. Anyway, memory is out today. So he came in this material, to this material world in order to anugrahaya bhaktanam, to please his devotees, and manusham tanumashrita, in the form of a human being, to attract the living entities from this world. Because when he... Thank you, I have mine. Thank you. Double effect. So he came to this world in order to attract all living entities, forgetful living entities. So that's why when he comes, he brings all of his abode, all of his associates, different kinds of devotees from spiritual world and material world. So spiritual world, in spiritual world, everything is full of transcendental consciousness, eternity, knowledge, and bliss. There is no birth, no death, no old age, no disease. This is not heaven. Heaven is material. The religions normally take us to heaven. Heaven is material. We have to return from there. Fallen angels. Fall back to this earth. If you become sinful, you go to hell. So 14 planetary systems. Still, you have to return to this earth planet. So this earth planet is like a starting, starting point for a rocket. Like, was it Cosmodrome? What's it called? From where rockets start?
Platform.
Yeah, cosmic platform, whatever. So then we can fly to this material world from this point, from this human body. So tomorrow in our introductory class, we'll say all of these things. Actually, I planned this class totally for devotees practicing. Anyway, I have to adapt everything. So, so Krishna came, and therefore I want to say his form, his qualities, his pastimes, always, always transcendental, whether he is there or he comes here. Sometimes the king visits the jail. This material world is called like a jail. So prisoners here are very much disturbed, they're suffering. So as you go to jail, you suffer. But the king comes and he says, hey, jivas, you've forgotten your, hey, jivas means living entities, you've forgotten your real place. So take to the path, enter the rocket, so to speak, fly to spiritual world. Enter your real position of the servant of the Lord. So this process of service to the Lord is called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti means devotional service. Yoga means union by devotional service. So therefore Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu came. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu came in the form of a devotee. Because being Krishna himself, Radha Krishna Nahyanya means none different from Krishna. He came as a devotee. Yeah. Paritranaya sadhanam vinashet jadushkritam dharma samstarpanarpanam sambhavami yuge yuge. Krishna is saying, when a religion becomes prominent, I come personally in my spiritual form, transcendental form, in order to attract the faithful, attract the person of the godly nature, and to punish the miscreants. I come in my spiritual form with my spiritual abode. So that's why he came. But Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, very, very special incarnations. Those incarnations come regularly in different forms. But Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very special. Now we have Kali Yuga, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy. People are very degraded. Sin is norm of life. So nobody cares about path of religion. Religion considered to be something old-fashioned, something impractical, non-relevant. But Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu came in order to give the holy name to the persons in this lifetime, in this world. And also he came for personal reason. His personal reason is Shri Radha Pranaya Mahima Kidrishavane Vasudenad Batumadurima Kidrishavamadiya Sokyam Chasya Manudabhatam Kidrisham Vitilo Bhattad Bhavade Samajani Sachigarba Sindhu Harindu. He came to taste the love of Srimati Radhika. See, Radha and Krishna. So Radha, this girl next to Krishna, she is his internal energy. And Krishna is amazed how deep her love is to me. So Shri Radha Pranaya Mahima, the greatness of Srimati Radhika's love. Krishna had, after he returned 5,200 years ago to his spiritual abode, he was wondering, I feel so much attraction to Srimati Radhika, but her attraction to me is thousands of times more. So what is there attracting her? So what is the depth of her love? This is the first three questions he had. What is the depth of Radhika's love? Shiradaya pranayama kidrishavana yedad bhutam madhurima. What is my unimaginable sweetness, incomparable sweetness, which is attracting her and only her? I mean, she feels something which is only felt in her heart. And what's the second question? The third question, Sokyam Chasimanudutam Kidrisham Vitilo, but what is the level of happiness she's feeling when she's perceiving my transcendental qualities? So he came as Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he took the golden color of Radhika. See, Krishna is, if you can see, he's blackish and Radhika is golden. So Krishna was so much absorbed in the moods of Radhika, he became golden. And he became as a devotee. Because Radhika actually is the best devotee of Krishna. He is the center of all devotion, and there are so many devotees who are expressing their love to him in different ways, in different types of relationships. So Radhika is the best of them because she is the topmost manifestation of Shakti, means energy. So Supreme Lord is called in Vedic tradition, this is the Vedic tradition we're discussing, it's called Purusha. Purusha means the supreme enjoyer. You know, in Indian languages like Hindi, Purush means male. You know, if you see the bathroom, you know, toilet, it's written Purush. Means male. But Shakti, or energy, is the female principle, female principle. So the female principle has tendency, natural tendency, natural proclivity to serve the male, to serve the enjoyer. So Krishna is the enjoyer, and all of us are enjoyed. But Krishna realizes then, in the form of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, he is seeking the answer to those three questions, and he is realizing them deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And sometimes devotees ask me, so has Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu realized the answers to those three questions? The answer is yes and no, because it's never ending, it's ever increasing. Depth is unlimited. So Krishna is diving again and again and again into that sweetness, again and again and again. That's why Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was always exclaiming, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam. Krishna Varnam means he was always exclaiming Krishna, Krishna, the syllables of the name of Krishna, Krishna Varnam. And Tvisha means his color of his body was Akrishna, means non-black. Akrishna means golden, non-black, non-blackish, golden. That's why, in the same way as a weak insect living in somewhere in a hole, in a cave, is afraid of the big insect, you know, like a wasp, and so much afraid that always thinking of that insect, and when that big insect comes to eat the small insect, then makes some strange sound, so the little insect becomes totally absorbed in the big insect, and as a result becomes the big insect, takes the form of big insect in the next lifetime according to the laws of nature. At the time of death, whatever you're thinking of, you take that body. If you think of Krishna, and if you're on the level of bhav, very, very high level, then you go to spiritual world and you become an associate of Krishna. And if you think about any human, oh my wife, oh my love, you become a lady in the next life. Sometimes people change roles like this. So that is Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he came. So today we'll discuss about his teachings. What was he teaching? So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given the answer to that question in one verse. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas Dhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadu Vargena Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Prema Pumarthamaham Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatradharana Para. Everything is in this verse. Everything. So, Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajesha Tanayas. So, from time immemorial, people worship God in so many forms. Some worship him in monotheistic form. Some worship him in polytheistic form. Some worship him in impersonal form. Some in personal form. There are many traditions, because many different kinds of levels of consciousness people have. So those who worship him as the Supreme Personality are the best, because they know that he's personality. So there are three features of Bhagavan, three features of the Supreme Lord. So the personal, impersonal, and he's also represented as so many demigods. So there are his arms, hands and legs, like this. So in India, people worship Kali, people worship, people worship Shiva, people worship sun god, Surya, so many others. So then Buddhists and followers of Shankara in India, they want to achieve Advaita Siddhi, means they want to achieve the non-difference. They want to become God, so to speak. So the Buddhists, they think that even living entity doesn't exist, even the soul doesn't exist. And what to speak of the Supreme Personality, they don't accept. They accept that any form is illusion. This material world is illusion. That is the doctrine. So that's actually hidden atheism, we consider, because the Vedic tradition consists of what? Pure theism. Pure theism. Aradhya Bhagavan, you found this verse, huh? Okay, good. So, pure theism. Pure theism means he is Purusha, he is the Supreme Personality of God. We are all his servants. That's the tradition. So, religions like Christianity and Islam, they maintain the same tradition. Christianity being more personal, Islam more impersonal. But anyway, the principle is there, that we are servants. But Vedic tradition speaks about rasa. Rasa means taste. So the relationship with the Lord has many, many tastes. 5 main ones, 7 supplementary ones, 12 rasas. In spiritual world, there are so many abodes. And in those abodes, many, many rasas manifest in different proportions. So tomorrow we'll speak, because we'll hang the map. Spiritual and material worlds, will discuss that thing, where you can experience what. But in the highest abode of Krishna, Goloka Vrindavan, highest abode, all 12 rasas, all types of relationships are present. And many different devotees experience those relationships in different ways. But all of them are parts of that harmony, highest harmony. That is the atmosphere of spiritual world. So whatever harmony is here in this material world is because of the prevalence of religion. Because real religion, I know people are afraid of this world religion nowadays, because it's so much corrupt. Religion means bad, so many people think, and they become atheists, unfortunately. But the true word, religion, in Sanskrit, it's called dharma. Dharma means actually duty or function. So what is the dharma of water? To be liquid. Right, we'll taste it soon. We'll see your sea, and we'll touch your sea, and maybe bathe in your sea. So that is liquidity. So you cannot say, oh, the water today is very wet. For sure it's wet, it's always wet. Because it is the natural quality of water, being liquid and being wet. So the quality of the soul is actually to be engaged in loving service. The soul is happy when the soul is engaged in loving service. But the object of the service is almost always wrong. People serve different other people, that's good. But that keeps you here in material world, because it's out of, in case it's out of any relation with God. So that becomes mundane. People serve animals, they protect animals, that's good. We also protect cows, for example, right? But that's related to Krishna, because Krishna is called Govinda. He's protector of the cows, initial protector. Go means cow, and Go also means residents of his abode, Vrindavan. It's also Go means mind. So people who pray to Krishna, they are always under his protection automatically because he's Govinda. So he takes care of all. He's the center of that harmonious divine system. So when we dedicate our mind, our heart to Krishna, then we perform our natural proclivity, our natural function. If we don't do that, then our situation is dysfunction. We cannot function normally. We become problematic. So people go to astrologists, psychologists. And the best astrologer and psychologer is who? Pure Krishna's representative, or guru. So he knows the sufferings of living entities. And he gives cure. You serve to Krishna. And who is our initial guru? What's his name? You remember, Fatima? Sri Caitanya. Sri Caitanya. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Maha means great and Prabhu means Lord. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, his name is. So being Supreme Lord himself, he's in the form of a devotee. And he's our initial guru, therefore. Who is guru? He's a pure devotee. It means he has no other interests than to serve Krishna. He's established in his spiritual body already. So a level of perfection. That is guru. Great, great soul. It plays part of a human being in order to be very close to us. So I'm all one of you, you know. Or like Jesus came also, he was like one of us. So guru is the same. Shrichit, give me a hand, I'll take you there. So Aradhya Bhagavan. So Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was teaching. Your Aradhya, or your worshipable Lord, Bhagavan, means Lord, is Vrajesha Tanaya. Vrajesha means king of Vraj, that is called Nanda, Krishna's father. And Tanaya means son. So Krishna is the son of Nanda. You can be surprised. The Lord has mother and father, you know. Strange for, you know, representatives of traditional monotheistic religions. Actually has no mother and father. Oh, what's that? Brahma Samhita says, Purana Purusham Navayovanamcha. Purana Purusha is the oldest Purusha, the oldest living being. Navayovana, but always fresh and young. Purana Purusham Navayovanam. What's that? Ishvara Paramakrishna Satchidananda Vigra Anadir Adir. He's beginningless, but he's the beginning also. So seeming contradiction, like beginningless, but he's the beginning. So where's the beginning? In him who is beginningless. He's the first one. Aham sarvasya prabhava matta sarvam pravartate. He says in Gita, also in Bhagavatam, before me, only me existed. Only I existed. After me, when I leave this planet, I will exist there in spiritual world and everywhere. We exist because of him. So our duty, like our natural tendency, let's say, our function is to serve him. That's it. So that is the bhakti yoga of the soul. That is the real position of the soul. So natural source of happiness. Natural source of happiness. So that's why Krishna's devotees are always, always protected by him, always carrying his, how to say, atmosphere of his spiritual world in their activities, in their singing, in their chanting, in their sharing. Matchitta madgata pranambhatayante paraspara. Yeah. Krishna says in the same Bhagavad Gita, you've heard about Bhagavad Gita, right? Bhagavad Gita? Yes. So in Bhagavad Gita, this verse I was quoting is the one of the central. It's one of the Chatur Shloka, the four main verses. Chitta Madgata Pranabhante Parasparam Katha Darshimam Nityam Tushanti Charamanticha So my faithful servants, always enlivened to hear about me, discuss my glories. And they enlightened each other in these discussions. That's what we're doing. You know? Because when people meet in this world, they discuss what? Politics, rock music, sports, this. They discuss how to make more money. That's what they discuss. That's quite boring because it's outside of Bhakti Yoga. That's not related to any higher concept. So you eat, drink, and then die. That's what, you know, unfortunately. You know. How are you? Right, I'm okay. Next day, cross. You know, it's cemetery. That's it. Why? Because eat, drink too much. That's one. That's what path of religion is. Not only regulated eating and drinking, which is for sure, but that is the natural life of the soul. So that's like putting seed in the ground. Then the seed becomes wonderful flower, you know, or maybe some fruit if it's a tree. So the fruit is prema, or pure love of God. So that is the fruit. So Vrajeshatanaya. So the object of worship is Krishna, and it's very, very personal at once because he has the form, he has the name. Okay, names are practiced by all types of religion. Muslim religion also mentions names, but the name and the person are the same. That's very important to know. What's that? Pinnatvam nama namino. There's no difference between the name and the possessor of the name. Vedic truth says. Vacham vachikam itadeti bhavato nama swarupa dvayam. There are two features of the Supreme Personality. Nami, the possessor of the name, and Nama, his name. So first we hear his name. And many religions practice. But the clear understanding that Nama and Nami means the name and the possessor of the name are absolutely the same are only in the Vedas. Other religions have vague understanding. What is the possessor of the name? Who is he? Who is God? Like you go to any religion and you ask who is God and what he's doing, and they will say abstract things, that he is the Almighty, he's all good, he's the... Yeah, okay, but who is he? Where does he live? What does he do? When I go to him, what will I do? Don't ask. Or like they say, okay, so as one of the Maharajas I was traveling with before, he was American, and when he was 12, he was in Catholic school, and he asked his teacher, Catholic priest, what is the soul? Can you explain? And Catholic priest said, well, the soul is such a thing which is given to the man so that he comes to God. It was too little for the boy, he was not satisfied. He was not satisfied. He wanted to know more. Well, that is true, actually, that we are the souls and we have to come to God. But what exactly? So the Vedas, this conception, they have full answer to the question. What is the how to say mutual relationship between Nama and Nami? Means the name and the possessor of the name. So in this verse of Namashtaka of Srila Rupa Goswami I just quoted, he's saying that the name is more merciful than the Nami, the possessor of the name. The name of the Lord is more merciful than himself. Himself is too busy playing the flute, you know. Krishna is playing the flute, he doesn't know about us. He forgets about all the worlds. He is managing representatives of material world, Vishnu, Mahavishnu, and all the others, they know about us. But Krishna doesn't know. Sometimes the gopis, his counterparts, headed by Radha, steal his flute. Krishna has a problem. Attention, attention, believers, God has a problem. His flute was stolen. His flute was stolen. So he's trying to find his flute. Who stole my flute? That's what he's doing. And that's completely transcendental, Fatma. That is completely transcendental subject matter, not material at all. So lila, or pastimes, are going in the spiritual world constantly like this. Yes, but Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was that incarnation of Krishna who saw, like pure representative, non-different from Krishna, saw the sufferings of the jivas in this material. That's why he disseminated, okay, have the nectar, have the nectar. His gurus, I mean, his representatives, the gurus, they also play the parts of like practicing devotees in this world, and they can see sufferings of the jivas. We know you're suffering. So please take this holy name like this and worship Krishna, who's personal Lord. So personalistic, impersonalistic, these two conceptions very, very different. So Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu said very firmly, Vrajeshatanaya. Vrajeshatanaya, or the son of the king of Vraj, or Nanda, Nandana, Nanda Sutta, otherwise he's called. It's Krishna. Okay, Fatma, okay, not too complicated.
No, I need a chair. No, I'm good. Thank you. You sure? No, yeah.
Chair, cushion.
To stretch my arms.
Yes. Do you need any supplementary utensils? We can provide you with.
On the program like you.
Okay. Yeah, but she can still sit. I hope I will be able to soon. So anyway, yeah. So so our worshipful Lord is Vrajeshatanaya Krishna. Also within the Vedic system, so many manifestations of Krishna. Many people worship Ram, you know, Ram, Lord Ram, Ramachandra. Yeah. Ram. Yeah. So that's why they chant Hare Rama first, and then Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah. That's why our Gurudev, he lived in a village, he was born in a village where there were Ram worshippers, Ram, in Bihar. So he was chanting Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and then Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. That's the way many people do, because Rama came first. He came 16 million years ago, and Krishna just 5,000 something years ago. So they're thinking. But we know, like we hear from our gurus, that Ram actually the name of Krishna only. And when we chant Hare Krishna, we remember Krishna, who is all attractive. Krish means to attract. And Na means to give pleasure, give ananda, bliss. And Rama is that Krishna who is, Gurudev was saying, playing in the heart of Radhika. So he's Radha Raman, that is Ram. So that is our understanding. So many people worship Narayan, you know, Narayan. We'll see. It can take any form, you know. In Goloka Vrindavan, the highest abode of Krishna, the Brijbasis, the residents of Vrindavan, they worship Narayan. That's the worship of a Lord. As if, you know. Nobody worships Krishna there. They consider Krishna to be an ordinary boy, like village boy, one of them. But they're amazed that, he's performing superhuman pastimes. He killed so many demons. He raised the Govardhan hill on his pinky. You know, that's superhuman. That's amazing. And the cowherd men, senior cowherd men, the associates of Nanda, Krishna's father, and the meeting, you know, Baitak, when they all sit and discuss Krishna's auspiciousness, they say that, we saw that Krishna lifted Govardhan, we saw that Krishna killed Putana, Trinavarta, Dhenukasura, so many, Balaram, Dhenukasura, Agasura, etc., so many demons. We think that he's superhuman. We think that he's maybe a demigod, or we even think that Lord Narayan is acting through him. Then Nanda started laughing loud. Ha ha ha! That's why they laugh in Vrindavan so much. No, say ha ha ha! What they're laughing about? They're laughing about Krishna being God, you know. So, I know you cowards become wise only at the age of 80, so you're still youngsters, you know. You don't understand. You're still drinking your mother's milk. I know who is Krishna, you know. How can you say Krishna is Narayan? Lord Narayan is here. He's the purest. He's on our altar. And we saw Krishna, he's dirty, you know. He's playing in the dust and dirt, you know. He's stealing butter. No, Krishna is butter thief. The Lord is the highest thief. He steals butter. Steals butter. Actually, he steals the love of his devotees, of elderly gopis, of maidservants of Raj. Milkmaids of Raj. Milkmaids. So they're only waiting for him to come and steal their hearts in the form of butter. Ma kana means butter. Ma means no, and kana means lust. No lust, only pure love. Lust means when I want to enjoy. You know? I love me, you know. I love me. That's why, since you're so instrumental in that, so I love you, because you serve me and you give me pleasure. That's why I love you, because actually I love me. That's how it works, you know. So it's all exploitation. But they give their heart for Krishna, they give their minds, they give their everything for Krishna. And he comes and steals their minds, their hearts in the form of butter, which is makkana, means no lust, only pure love. So that's what he's doing. So they become completely ecstatic. And the ecstasy grows and grows and grows and grows. And the more Krishna steals, the more happy they are. So Krishna steals the heart and mind of the younger gopis also, with whom he's dancing Rasa Lila, a very special dance. But we'll speak about it a bit further on. So Vrajashatanaya. So we don't worship the four-handed Naraha. So the pastime I wanted to tell, there's one place called Paita. We don't visit anymore, unfortunately. We used to go in Gurudev's Sangha when we were going by bus to Govardhan with all our luggages from Vrindavan. So Paita is a place. Paita means to be shrunken inside. That is called Paita. So Krishna wanted to play joke on the gopis. The gopis were looking for him. Krishna hid himself. And the gopis were looking, where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? Hide and seek. They sometimes play. And Krishna manifested in a four-handed Narayan form, like a deity standing, you know. The gopis are saying, oh, deity, oh, Narayanji, oh Lord, please help us to find Krishna. Where is Krishna? And Narayan four-handed pointed 4 index fingers that way, go. So they went on. And then Radhika, the best of the gopis, the best counterpart of Krishna, stood by Lord Narayan, and Krishna saw Radhika, and he could not maintain his four-handed form. He manifested as Krishna with the flute. Sometimes I came back to Narayan form like how to say, street lights which are broken. Sometimes green, sometimes red. Green, again red. So it's like two-handed, four-handed, two-handed, four-handed. So in front of Srimati Radhika, he could not maintain. Radhika sorted him out, spotted him and sorted him out. So he was completely, actually he became bewildered himself, because the name of this Krishna, Asima Yamuna worship, is Madan Mohan. Madan means Cupid, you know, god of love, Madan. But Krishna's Madan Mohan means he bewilders Cupid. So mundane love becomes nothing when you have love of God, and mundane love, lust, you don't even remember, because you know the taste is very low, so you're not interested, you know. Like all of us who are vegetarian, and when somebody brings some non-veg stuff, for us this is called stinking, you know. We cannot really, we're horrified, you know, carry it away somewhere, you know. Terrible. Or some drinks people adore, you know, somebody brings, you want this? Oh, terrible, it's poison. Like this, we better drink Charanamrita. Charanamrita is the water from the lotus feet of the deities. That's how I drink. One time when I was in Russia recently, there was a rule, no alcohol on trains, you know, like nobody should, if somebody is drunk, then they call the police immediately. They're dealing very well with that. But 10 years ago, 15 years ago, there were so many drunk people on trains that were drinking all the time. And one drunk man approached us and You want a drink? No, we don't drink. Oh, what are you doing? Tell me, why are you like this? So we said that, well, we don't drink. I like telling things. So I say, oh, I don't drink even coffee and tea. I said, so what are you drinking? So in this world, you have to drink something. Otherwise, it's not interesting. No, you have to drink something. Otherwise, no impetus, for creative living. So you have to, otherwise, don't drink, you don't drink. At least you have to drink your mother's milk, you start from first. And then you drink cow's milk and, well, it's good, You drink water, but so many new drinks people made, You have to drink, otherwise you're not related to any process, So, what do you drink? I said, Charanamrita. What? I'll tell you later. Charanamrita means the water from the lotus feet of the deities. So, yes. So, so the higher taste, and yes, so that's why we don't care about mundane love, we don't care about any lower taste, because we experience the higher taste. So the form of Krishna, the names of Krishna, the whole atmosphere of his highest planet is the highest. That's why we worship that. We're not interested. We're not interested even in worshipping Narayan. Yeah, so that's Shri Raghunath Das Goswami saying. Many things to say. So then, Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanya Stadhama Vrindavanam. His highest abode is Vrindavan. His highest abode in Vrindavan. So tomorrow, as we see the different abodes on the map, we'll see how different rasas are manifested there. In Vaikuntha, where the four-handed forms of Narayana are there are only 2.1 maybe, 2.2. We can say 2.5 rasas even. The neutrality, the 5 main rasas. Neutrality, neutral relation. I know he is God, but that's all I know. Then servant. He's the master, I'm the servant. So these two are prevalent in Vaikuntha. No? So four-handed, he's our Lord. The servant's also four-handed. You have similar complexion, similar stature as the Lord. He has 4 hands, you have 4 hands. You serve, you stay in the same planet. And different types of, common features. But then, and some tinge of friendship, some little smell of friendship. And friendship, then parental affection, and then conjugal, or as we say, relationship as with the beloved. That is Krishna, and the gopis are in that relationship. So 5 main ones. 7 supplementary ones like anger, what's it? Laughter, wonder, chivalry, compassion, anger, disaster, and fear. 7 supplementary. So Vrajeshatana Stadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavadu Vargena Kalpita. So amongst those rasas, amongst those relationships with Krishna, the highest belong to Vraja Gopis, or milkmaids of Vraj, milkmaids of Vrindavan, and the main one, Shrimati Radhika. The main one is Shrimati Radhika, who is on the altar, you can see. So when Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was traveling South India, he stayed in this world for 48 years. He was born in 1486. Until 1532, he was in this world. So after 24 years of his home life, he had one wife, then she passed away, then his mother was persistent, he took another wife, Vishnupriya. He took sannyas, means fully renounced. He was having curly, wonderful long hair, wavy hair. So he had his hair shaven, and he took sannyas like we look, with a tuft of hair, sika, at the back. And he took his danda, and he went preaching the nectar of the holy name, and he went searching for the love of Radhika. So that's why in Radhika's mood he was explaining Krishna, 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 and he was falling unconscious and all those wonderful pastimes. So he went to South India and he met great devotee Ramananda Raya. So there was one year, 17 I think, when I came second time. We were discussing in the woods. We were discussing Ramananda and the whole. You were not there. You were already there. No, he was not there. There was a previous generation. They were coming. It was Jay Kirtan. Yes. Yeah. So Jay Kirtan was coming, and we were discussing in the mornings. I think with Rai Ramananda. Somebody. Oh my God. Yeah. So at the end of this conversation of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and Rai Ramananda is the incarnation of Vishaka. So Krishna is taking Shiksha, taking instructions from Vishaka, a close friend of Srimati Radhika, about her mood. So finally, along with Raya Ramananda, from the mouth of Raya Ramananda, Mahaprabhu heard about the love of the gopis. He became very ecstatic. Radha Swarupa Krishna Prema Kalpalata Sakigana Hayatara Pallava Pushpapata Krishna Lilamrita Yadi Lata Kesinchai Nija Sukha Haiti Palavadir Koti Sukha Pahai. So Ramananda said, the nature of the Sakis, means Radhika's girlfriends, the gopis, is unparalleled and undescribable. So because never does the thought of finding their own happiness in an intimate meeting with Sri Krishna even appear within their minds. Everything they're doing for Krishna. So that is highest representation. The love is totally selfless. I wanted to talk at length at this, but I cannot. I was planning as pure, how to say. Next time we can do it deeply. But like in general way, we can discuss that Vraja Gopis, or the milkmaids of Vraj, the intimate Krishna's associates, they're having the purest love, which is called Samartharati. Samartha means totally selfless. Totally selfless. Highest of all. Higher than Kubja in Mathura. Higher than queens of Dwaraka. Like counterparts of Krishna in different other manifestations. But the happiness they experience by arranging the solitary meeting of Shishirada and Krishna, they accept as being millions of times greater than what they would experience by being with Sri Krishna directly even. So, Srimati Radhika has maidservants, Rupa Manjari, Rati Manjari. So, they don't want to meet Krishna directly. No. They're fully situated at Srimati Radhika's lotus feet, and they want to arrange their meetings, Radhika's meetings with Krishna. Nikunjayuna Radhikaleside Libirasya Apekshaniya. Tatidakshirapi Valabhasya Vande Guru Sri Charanaravindam. So our Guru is also like that. He's situated in the spiritual world in that mood. So that's why they accept Radhika's happiness being millions greater than they would experience being with Krishna. They don't want to be with Krishna personally. So who is Radha? She is likened to the truly personified form of the wish-fulfilling vine of prema for Sri Krishna. And various Sakis, various servants of Radhika are the leaves, twigs, flowers that take shelter of this desire-fulfilling creeper. So Krishna is like a black trunk of tamal tree, black. And Radhika is like golden vine around the tamal tree. So a vine, in England you have many vines, graciously going around the trunks of trees, mighty trunks, so many. So that particular vine is very golden, very gracious, and she has many leaves and fresh buds. So those buds are called manjaris. So when the vine, the wind blows and the vine makes the gracious movements, those movements become fulfilled, become so beautiful because of those buds present on her. So that's why the buds, they repeat the movements of the vine. So the vine moves and the buds automatically follow, yes. So that's the mood of the manjaris or maidservants of Srimati Radhika. Yadyapi Sakira Krishna Sangamena Himana Tathapi Radhika Yatne Karana Sangam. Nana Chale Krishna Prerish Sangama Karaya Atma Sukha Sangha Halite Koti Sukha Paya. Although Sakis do not possess even the slightest desire to enjoy themselves with Sri Krishna directly, still Radhika makes an active effort that enables them to meet with him. Radhika pushes them, but they're hiding behind her. She sends the gopis to Krishna, employing a great variety of clever ruses, as well as inspiring his heart with a desire to meet them. At such times, she enjoys a happiness 10 million times greater than the happiness she experienced with directly meeting with him. So, many things to say here, but just I want Fatma to know, theoretically, that Srimati Radhika and the gopis, the associates of Krishna, the beloveds of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan have the highest love, they possess highest love in there. That's why Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in that verse is saying Rajavadhu Argyana Kalpita. So their love is the highest. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Have you heard the name of Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavatam? Bhagavad Gita you heard, okay, Bhagavad Gita. But Srimad Bhagavatam is a big scripture, 18,000 verses. And that's the best of Puranas, the historical narrations of Vedic scriptures. But Srimad Bhagavatam is not just another Purana, that is the highest of Puranas. If Bhagavad Gita, which belonged to the Mahabharata, yes, which is Smriti Shastra, the one which was remembered, realized and remembered. So that is like a short dictionary, encyclopedic dictionary. Yeah? There's big encyclopedia and there's short encyclopedic dictionary. There's definition. There are definitions given to many terms, but there's a big encyclopedia you have to see separately. And the definitions like Encyclopedia Britannica, etc., huge definitions are given on every subject. So Srimad Bhagavatam is like that. Bhagavad Gita is an introduction. Srimad Bhagavatam is a full conception, yes. So Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Further on, this verse says, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu was stressing Srimad Bhagavatam as the highest evidence. Pramanam means evidence, and Amalam means spotless. So there are 8 or they say 10 kinds of pramana or evidence. So if you make some statement in Vedic Indian thought, you have to substantiate your statement with some praman. Praman means proof, evidence. So Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I make a statement, okay, in the microphone. So immediately the audience, what is the proof? I say, Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarvakarana Karanam. Okay, Brahma Samhita is saying. Ishvara Parama Krishna. Ishvara means the Supreme Lord. Parama means highest. Krishna means his name is Krishna. Satchidananda Vigraha. He is the embodiment of eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Satchidananda. Anadir. He is beginningless. Adir. Beginning of all. Govinda. His name is Govinda. We heard. Means the supporter of all Brijbasis, all the residents of Vrindavan, of your mind also, Govinda, and the cows. Sarva Karana Karanam. He is the source, cause of all causes. Etacham Shakala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Hridayanti Yuge Yuge. The 24 avatars are mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam in the beginning. And then Shukadev Goswami is giving the conclusion. Etacham Shakala Pumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Amongst all those avatars, all of them are either parts and parcels of Krishna. And he is the source of them all, Srimad Bhagavatam is saying. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the proof for all Vedic statements. When Krishna left this planet 5,000 years ago, Srimad Bhagavatam remained as his proper representative. That's why on the very first page of Bhagavatam, even the title page, there's quotation, this one. Krishna svadhama pagate dharma jnanadi bhisaha kalo nashta drisham esha puranarko dhunodita. This Bhagavatam Purana is as brilliant as the sun, and it has arisen just after the departure of Lord Krishna to his own abode, accompanied by religion, knowledge, etc. Persons who have lost their vision due to the dense darkness of ignorance in the age of Kali shall get light from this Purana. So Srimad Bhagavatam is the literary incarnation of Krishna. So you can see here also. Yeah, this side. Oh, this is Bhagavatam, you see? Yeah.
These two.
Yeah, the second shelf. Yeah, you can see the Bhagavatam. How many? 17 volumes, 12 cantos. So this is Krishna. This book is not different from Krishna. This is Krishna himself. Because Srimad Bhagavatam, the name can be translated as the beautiful narrations of the Supreme Personality of God. You can, like in 2 words, you could, what is Bhagavatam? Oh, it's wonderful narrations about Supreme Personality of God. Himself, so like Prahlad, like Dhruva, like Ambarisha, like so. But mostly 10th canto is most beautiful, because in the 9 cantos out of 12, different other incarnations are described. Different other incarnations, like 24, which I mentioned in the beginning, are described. Some described at length, like Nrisimhadev, Varahadev, Vamanadev, and some briefly mentioned. But then Krishna himself is discussed totally in the 10th canto, all of his pastimes. And then 11th canto has the philosophical conclusions. Krishna left for Uddhava before departing this material world. And the 12th is the prophecy about this age of deterioration, Kali Yuga. Because before Kali Yuga, this age of quarrel and hypocrisy started 5,200 years ago. After Krishna departed, then Kali Yuga started, this age of quarrel and hypocrisy. Then Vedic scriptures were recorded, because formerly people didn't need any books. They didn't need any books. They had such a strong memory. Like we all know Hare Krishna Mahamantra, But some people have such a poor memory. Every time they have to look up, even after 10 years of practice. Every time they chant and they read Hare Krishna, not otherwise. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, like Indians, they come to the same. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Like they sing different way, as they like. You have to know. So our memory is good enough to remember Hare Krishna. Even Fatma knows this mantra nicely already, with no mistake. But on certain verses, we sing Vandeham Shri Guru, those things we remember without any, like Christian prayers also, oh Father, glorious, etc., etc. They know. But mostly, like, we forget. Like Sadhu Maharaj gives class, and every second verse looks up computer. This, I have to be given some book, Maharaj, this is it. Especially after international journeys, memory is just off. So, that's why scriptures are given. You read, and you remember by reading, But the main principle we have to hear. That's the secret. Many neglect. So, Yaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavirastane Ekanta Ashraya Kori Chaitanya Charane. That's the verse. Once a Bengali Brahmana poet came to Jagannath Puri to see Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Actually, that poet brought his drama. He wrote. He was very talented, had literary talent, and he wrote a drama. And the root verse Mula Shloka of that drama. So, how to say, root verse contains the whole subject of the literary piece. So, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu had a personal secretary, Swarupa Damodara Goswami, incarnation of Lalita, by the way. So everything anyone was bringing to Mahaprabhu in a literary form, like in the form of a drama, in the form of some verses, poems, was given to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu first. To Swarupa Damodara first. So Swarupa Damodara was given that drama, by Bhagavan Acharya. Bhagavan Acharya was a family priest of the Majumdars, the father and uncle of Raghunath Das Goswami. Anyway, he was there, and he brought that poet to Swarup Damodar and said, listen, this poet wrote such a wonderful drama. All devotees appreciate. You must give it to Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Then Swarupa Damodar first give me a look. No, that's a wonderful poem. I'm telling you, really, wonderful Brahman. Swarupa Damodar is taking that verse, taking the drama, reading the first verse, in which it says, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu has come and, how to say, the body is Jagannath, and the soul is Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, So Jagannath is the deity. In Jagannath Puri, there's a great deity of Jagannath, Krishna with big, big eyes. It's a separate story, why big eyes, etc. But anyway, big, like 2 plates. So everybody worships Jagannath, the Lord of the universe, Jagannath. And that poet is saying, like, the body is Jagannath, and the soul is Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. The body is immovable, and the soul is moving, like this. So that Swarup Damodara became horrified, So Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu give life to that body of Jagannath, like this. So Swarup Damodara became horrified. You're a fool, what have you written? You're saying that the deity is dead. It's like a body of wood, You're a complete fool, you don't understand the meaning of the scriptures, the meaning of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu's descent. You don't pick up your pen if you don't understand anything. Like this, you chastised him. And for what has Swarup Damodara chastised that poet? For not being situated at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava and not hearing Srimad Bhagavatam from Bhagavata realized Vaishnava. That's why he said, Yaha Bhagavata Pada Vaishnavirastani Ekanta Ashraya Kori Chaitanya Charane. You have to be situated at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava Bhagavat, Vaishnava, and to hear Bhagavatam from him. Then you can take one pointed shelter from Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, only then. You cannot say I'm a follower of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu and then never hearing from any pure Vaishnava compose your own drama. It's fruitless. Then you will write some apasiddhanta automatically because you have no understanding. And understanding comes from hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is the perfect disease from materialism. When you hear Srimad Bhagavatam from pure source, then nectar comes into your, so to speak, system, no? Through your ears, shrutakshata pato, then to the heart. So there's a story of 3 dolls, One doll in the market, the price was 5 rupees. 5, rupees? Indian money. The second doll, 50 rupees. The third doll, completely identical, 3 dolls, 500 rupees. What's the difference? The buyer is surprised, asking the merchant, what's the difference between these 3 dolls? Oh, the first doll has an outlet from one ear to the other. Whatever he hears comes out of the ear, Did you go to that Maharaj? Yes. How was the class? Oh, it was wonderful. What was it about? I don't remember. What's some jokes? Nice, okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Prasad. Everything was nice. So that doll costs 5 rupees. Anyway, 5 rupees some price, Doll does good job. From what the other air flows out. So the second doll is able to repeat like a parrot, There's some hamsters, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. The hamster says back. Funny toys, Have you seen? I saw one video, a policeman stops the car and the hamster is saying, your documents, please, back, Your documents, please, your documents, please. Yeah, yeah, mechanical hamster. Which can repeat what you're saying,
Not real.
The Chinese doll,
Okay.
Yeah. So the policeman says, your documents, please. Your documents, please. Hamster says, So that's why the price is 50 rupees. Because can answer back, You say Hare Krishna, but no understanding. Anyway, something better than nothing. And the third doll costs 500 rupees because there's a special channel between the ear and the heart, Shrutekshita Pato. Shrutekshita Pato, anyway, there's a special verse on that. Brahma was praying for creative energy, impetus, and he was glorifying Lord Narayan, saying that you are heard, you are seen by hearing. Shrutekshita Pato. So there's a path, Pato, between the ear and the heart. So by hearing, we can see. So if you want to see God, you have to hear. Then you will see by hearing. Then it will come to the heart. Then your eyes will open. That's the system. Without hearing, it cannot be with open eyes. That's why that poet was blind, because he was not situated at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. That's why he was thinking of Jagannath as the body, and Mahaprabhu as the soul, which is completely opposite. It's an offense towards both. So actually they're non-different. Yeah. So, but Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is in the form of a devotee, so that's a specific feature of his. So Srimad Bhagavatam, at the end of Srimad Bhagavatam, you can find only glorification of this wonderful masterpiece. Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramahamsyam Ekam Amalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Naishkarmyam Avishkritam Tat Shrinvan Supatan Virachana Paro Bhaktya Vimuchyannara. This Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Purana. It is most dear to the Vaishnavas because it describes the pure and supreme knowledge of the Paramahamsas. This Bhagavatam reveals the means for becoming free from all material work, together with the process of transcendental knowledge, renunciation, and devotion. Anyone who seriously tries to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, who properly hears and chants it with devotion, becomes completely liberated. Here's the end of Srimad Bhagavatam and the glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that is the process. Tatradaran napara, says the verse at the end, whatever is contradicting to these principles, napara, cannot be higher than this. So whatever contradicts these principles, we don't accept. This is the only thing we accept. So we accept the following. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas Tadhama Vrindavanam Ramya Kachita Basatu Vrajavanu Vargena Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumartamahan Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu Matamedam Tatradara Napara. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanayas. Our worshipful Lord is Vrajeshatanaya, means Nanda Nandan Sri Krishna in Vrindavan. Tadhama Vrindavanam, his abode is Vrindavan. Dhavanam Ramya Kachitupasana Vrajavagu Vargenava Kalpita. There is no worship which is higher than the worship of the gopis, to Krishna service they render. And Srimad Bhagavatam is the highest spotless Purana, spotless proof. Whatever contradicts those principles, we don't accept. We accept only the conception of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So today we discussed Mahaprabhu's teaching, and I know that was quite new for Fatma. I hope that was not too much and too complicated. I hope so, although formally it may seem a bit complicated, but actually that is the deepest, sweetest thing. So I'm so happy that you were receptive, and we're inviting you to our introductory programs. Actually, like today is not introductory, but tomorrow, day after tomorrow will be introductory. If you have any questions, most welcome, any one of you. Okay, so we can discuss later at the table.
What? There's one verse in Rig Veda, yeah. Which one is that? You know.
Rig Veda.
Yeah, there's one mention of Krishna in Rig Veda.
I can look it up in Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the Supreme Personality, that book, because Srila Vamana Maharaj used to know so many of them. So Gopala Tapani Upanishad, I remember. If you describe the Rig Veda, I can look it up. If you have, anyway, I have in my computer, Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Swayam Bhagavan, that book, Supreme Personality of Godhead, so I can point it out for you. I don't really remember the... Okay, any more questions? If you have questions, now there will be last kirtan of devotees online. There are 12 computers. If you have any questions, you can ask online. And Hare Krishna, thank you so much. So tomorrow our program is in the morning hours, 11 o'clock. So those who can join in will be happy. It's like introductory program. So we'll have Arati soon, huh? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Haribo. Nitai Gora, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora, Haribo, Nitai. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapurana ki jai, Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga ki jai, Paramaraditam Guru Padma ki jai, Gaur Premanande. So if there are no questions, we're finishing our broadcast and see you tomorrow and the day after here in Hastings. Radhe Radhe.